Because you hear this all the time. What's the point of me having a drink if I can't have a lot of drinks, right? If I can't get fucked up. So it's like, you know, there is a way where you can socialize, you know, and once you're able to do that, then you can understand that, you know, there is that slight feeling you can get out of it. There's a little bit of joy out of it. And you don't necessarily need to go overboard. The last video, we weighed in at 251.4. And then this weekend, what are we weighing at today?
249.8.
Some of the mental things that he's kind of been going through over the last couple weeks.
That was kind of, I was fixated on this scale number, and I was really focusing my happiness, feelings of progress on this number here. So when it went up, I was like, what the fuck, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to fat loss, guys, it's never gonna be linear. And this is why, you know, when you see, let's say if you were to weigh yourself on a daily basis, you'll see that the weight will shift. It'll go up, it'll go down. You know, you'll stall for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you'll wake up one morning and you'll be 3 pounds lighter. Don't necessarily become married to the number on the scale, because it's just one tool in the bucket that's going to show us progression. And yeah, until the next episode, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, but peace.
Sweet. Hey everybody, it's the Nick Fat Loss Show. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here with my man Nick Del Toro, the All-In Transformation. So the last video, we weighed in at 251.4, and then this weekend, what are we weighing at today?
249.8.
All right, so we're still making good progress. The only difference that we actually made with Nick's program this week was we just increased the cardio a little bit. So we went from 4 days a week, 20 minutes, to now it's 4 days a week, 30 minutes. So just a small little bump in there. Went ahead, still gave him the little carb up during the weekend, and then we kept the diet the same, because for me, my mindset when it comes to nutrition is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if it's still working with what we're doing and he's still being able to make continual progress, then there really gives me no need to be able to drop his calories. So with this, we just essentially just increased a little bit of his daily activities throughout the week, and that was it. But we wanted to cover something that I felt was quite relatable with a lot of people, and it's just more so like some of the mental things that he's kind of been going through over the last couple weeks, that I felt like, right. So let's go ahead and talk about that.
All right, so two big kind of mental ahas. I was telling John that my weight after the carb up, my weight like went up, but that was kind of, I was fixated on this scale number, and I was really focusing my happiness and my feelings of progress on this number here. So when it went up, I was like, what the fuck, obviously. But then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh shit, that's the old Nick. The old Nick is coming back.
Right.
So I looked at my, so I was like, okay, so it's like my body, I guess, is recompositioning and kind of slowing down, and obviously I'm training harder. I'm remembering these cues and the hard work and the pushing myself on all my body parts. So I mean, all of this, quads, hamstrings, back, chest, shoulders, arms, that weighs a lot. So I guess the recomposition is going to be kind of leveling off, slowing down with a body weight.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, when it comes to fat loss, guys, it's never going to be linear. And this is why, you know, when you see, let's say if you were to weigh yourself on a daily basis, you'll see that the weight will shift. It'll go up, it'll go down. You know, you'll stall for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you'll wake up one morning and you'll be 3 pounds lighter. So it's like, that's one thing that I like to really emphasize with the people that I work with is don't necessarily become married to the number on the scale, because it's just one tool in the bucket that's going to show us progression. You know, I make sure that, and I tell this all the time to Nick, is like, we just continue to focus on the daily work. Focus on one day at a time. Master the day. If you can master the day, and you keep doing that over and over and over again, then those big wins come into play, and then we continue to see the major progress where, you know, like he mentioned, after the carb up, he had gained, you know, 2 pounds. That's normal. You know, that's very normal. And then, of course, the rest of the week, we hammer it, we get back on the program, you know, on the set diet that we have, you know, moving forward. And then just throughout the week, he was able to just kind of just keep his head, you know, head level, stay busy on work. And the next thing you know, he weighs in on the weekend, he's down, you know, over 1.5 pounds. So, and that's where that kind of comes into play, is just you realize like the scale is going to do what it does. we need to just train hard. We need to just, you know, focus on keeping our nutrition on point. And then another thing you were talking about was like, was the cravings.
The cravings, yeah. When I first started my I guess it is a guilty pleasure because it is kind of a vice, you know, alcohol. It was clouding my brain the next couple of days. And, you know, I didn't get anything for my goals by drinking alcohol other than just immediate, like, almost
Pleasure.
like pleasure,
Right.
Like really kind of a high level of pleasure and fun and just, what do you call it, socializing and stuff.
It's made with Jack, peach, sweet and sour, and 7-Up. It's one of my specialty drinks I give at the top.
So I didn't get anything outside of that. But this past couple of weeks, I'm like, you know, I really don't crave that anymore because it's like my where I want to go is the craving to get to where I want to go is way bigger, you know. So that was a big the other aha moment.
Now, I think for me, it's okay to have a little bit of balance. You know, what's this balance? What is the word balance? But to be able to kind of just incorporate one, and you know, if there is that time with the, like last weekend with you when you were with your buddies in Austin,
Yeah,
where they kind of
yeah.
just got together, had a couple, but you understand the notion that there is such thing as portion control when it comes to all things, even when it does come to you know, alcoholic beverages. You know, it's like you have to be able to master that part too, because if you don't, you'll continue to allow yourself to go back to your old ways. So I feel like
And binge, yeah.
I feel like this is something that can be highly relatable to a lot of people. And this is why I definitely wanted to cover in this video, because I noticed that, you know, if you can't get to that point to where it's okay, because you hear this all the time, what's the point of me having a drink if I can't have a lot of drinks, right? If I can't get fucked up. So it's like, you know, there is a way where you can socialize, you know, and once you're able to do that, then you can understand that, you know, there is that slight feeling you can get out of it. There's a little bit of joy out of it, and you don't necessarily need to go overboard. Go overboard. Because by going overboard, you're only gonna basically not only halt your progress, but you're gonna not feel as well the next couple days. I mean, shoot, like what happens to you whenever you end up actually drinking too much? Do you even like, are you like, when you're in that mode where you kind of like don't necessarily give a fuck, do you notice it?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
do you notice it now more because of the just being so habitual with your food?
Now I'm in a kind of a state of a flow. Like I can work a lot.
Right.
I can work a lot more now. And then my state of flow is like when everything is just like going and I guess it's in a level of zen or happiness, because all my projects I'm looking forward to, and all the edits I'm getting done, and then I'm seeing the turnaround of the payoff of all these projects with the company, with the people I'm working with, in and around the gym, in and around the brands, and even across the Atlantic with the company over there, you know.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was the question?
Do you feel the difference, like with not, you know, consuming alcohol? Let's say if you were to consume alcohol, do you think that it would be more of a drastic difference within the feeling rather than before?
Okay, so on that note, when I did have a couple of margaritas with my friends Ed Brown and James Allen over there in Austin, it was kind of, it's like when you lay off of caffeine.
Right.
I felt, you know, like a high off of a little bit, you know, and I guess that was like, before I was just kind of doing it way too much where I needed a little bit more. And now I just laid off of it, and I got that fun feeling without so much, so that was very cool.
Yeah. So I mean, once again, just being able to kind of pull back, understand the mindset of portion control, and not overdoing things, and allowing yourself, if you are going to have that balance within the lifestyle. You know, I personally don't really drink so much. I may have a drink with my girlfriend every now and then, but it's not something that I really, you know, kind of allow myself to do so often. So I'm not one to really kind of give my own 2 cents when it comes to this. So it's nice to be able to get your perspective here.
I mean, before, you want me to take you through what I went through before?
Yeah, give it to us.
So before, I mean, I think we would start off, me and a couple friends would start off at a restaurant, and just for starters. So we go there, get a guacamole and 2 or 3 margaritas. Then we go to another place and get probably another another couple of drinks and appetizers. Then we'd go out and then get, you know, a couple of shots, couple of drinks. What is that? That's
Now
about
you're looking
10
at like
drinks.
10
That's
drinks.
10 drinks.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy. It happens quick, right?
Yeah, absolutely quick, and it adds up.
Yeah.
And so this is at the point where I wake up the next day a little drunk still.
Wow.
And then through the day, then it hits me the tired feeling, the fatigue, and then the following day I get a dip in my mood, and then finally the third day I'm like kind of over it and getting back to myself. So I'm losing way too much time on this stuff.
Right. Yeah. So guys, keep in mind.
Haven't done that in a minute though.
Keep in mind, guys. It's about keeping the body clean, keeping the mind clean. All of it is. It's all one and the same. You know, by us being able to take care of all these things, we can pretty much be able to help every single other aspect of it. Man, I feel like that's good. I feel like that's good for the video. I hope you guys took something nice out of this. Make sure you guys give the video a like, of course. Subscribe to both of our channels. They're going to be in the description box below. And yeah, until the next episode, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. But peace.
Sweet.